this is an audience that cares about education, then we share a passion in common. And I speak both as a parent and as somebody who cares about reforming this system. So I'll give you the Redux version. I'll go fast, given that the time is constrained, but this gets to the bottom line. I think the head of the snake is the U.S. Department of Education. The federal government should have nothing to do with education that should belong at the local level in the hands of parents. That's the first step, okay? So my view is, you can't reform the beast. You can't reform the beast. You can shut it down. So I will shut down the U.S. Department of Education, step one. I'm glad you guys agree with me. $80 billion. Put that back in the hands of parents across this country. Get to choose where they send their kids to school. This is actually a real choice. Now here's the reality. Tell you a dirty little secret here again. The schools that spend the most money per student, those public schools, are the ones that have the worst results per student. Think about how mind-boggling that is. So I'm for school choice on steroids. Not only do we give parents the educational saving accounts and the vouchers, and this is a civil rights issue in our time. It may not be those of us in this room. It's poor kids in the inner city of Chicago or Philadelphia that are bearing the brunt of this. Not only can those parents send their kids to the better charter schools and private schools, but I go a step further. If that public school, as in New York City, is spending $40,000 a year per kid, and the charter school that does better is spending $20,000 a year per kid, actually it's usually lower than that, the parents should be able to take half the difference with them, starve the bureaucracy. That $10,000 travels with the kid. Now play this forward. You guys are entrepreneurs, many of you. Put that in an investment account for the kid, just at normal investment returns. That kid graduates from high school with a $250,000 graduation gift. You think about that. What's a better use of money? It's not even close. And then I want the public schools to compete because that starves the bureaucracy. Get rid of the teachers' unions. They are what are shackling our public schools from competing with private and charter schools. So now we have competition. Now we have choice. I say add transparency. If you're going to teach it in the classroom, put it on the internet. And if you don't want to put it on the internet, you probably shouldn't be teaching it in the classroom. Transparency, choice, civic education is the final piece of this. And this is personal to me, right? My parents came to this country as immigrants. My view is that every 18-year-old who graduates from high school should be able to pass, should have to pass, the same civics test that my mother had to pass in order to become a citizen of this country.
Wow.
Know something about the country to value it. And so I just want to say to you guys, Elena, thank you. This is a very warm and kind welcome. I happen to be in South Florida, so you guys were so gracious to make some time for me to be able to spend with you. We are diverse, and I think it's a beautiful thing in our country, but our true strength is actually what unites us across that diversity. That's our actual strength. E pluribus unum, don't forget it. From many, one. That's what this is about. I promise you, if you guys do your part, speak your mind openly, translate the basic optimism for the country that I do have, translate that to your kids, to your communities. If you're so inclined, help this campaign. That will help me lead the country over the next 8 years. It means the world to me, and I'm so grateful, Elena, that you guys welcome me. Thank you all.